Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com with your morning market outlook for Friday, November 7th, 2025. In the pre market this morning, stock index futures and Bitcoin are currently trading lower in the pre market, while gold and crude oil are trading slightly higher on Friday morning. Now, coming into the weekend, I like to print off some weekly charts on a Friday morning just to see if we are getting prepared to make some major changes on Monday. And so far, that is not the case. The VIX is still on a buy signal here on the weekly chart, and that, of course, makes us long term bearish. And things would change if we were to close below 1588 this afternoon at 4 p.m. Now, the major indices, for the most part, have all been trading, and on Thursday, we closed below the previous week's low. So that is setting up as a potential major top for the market. Now, what we're seeing here is yes, we're having one negative week. We're still above the upper channel line. There's no red down here so far. So nothing major has broken. What we're looking at is a potential setup in which we anticipate the market to continue to move lower from here, but we don't have any of that evidence so far. So the S&P down 1.75%, the Nasdaq down 2.82%, and that has a lot to do with semiconductors coming down 2.91% on the week. The TSX is holding up a bit better. It's down 1.3% on the week. The energy sector is up 1.62% so far. Financials having a very quiet week, almost unchanged on the week, while gold stocks have come down a tick under 0.25%. So no major change there. Now, looking at the price of gold, it's an inside week so far. We're just down $5.50. We're actually trading up a little more than that in the pre-market, so it may actually end the week pretty close to unchanged. Crude oil, unfortunately, still on a weekly sell signal here, down $1.55 on the week so far. We're trading up 75 cents in the pre-market on Friday morning. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin down over $9,000 so far this week. It is down again in the pre-market this morning. Looking at the VIX, and we're still on a daily buy signal here. That means we're short-term bearish on the market, and we're long a VIX ETF or two, and that has not changed. We were looking at yesterday where we traded down to the lower channel line in both cases, but we bounced yesterday, and we're still on a buy signal here. Now, moving on to the world of cryptos, when we're on our way up, the $100,000 level was a big line in the sand. It's a big round number for Bitcoin or for any other instrument. And of course, it has been acting as support over the past few days. But this morning, we're actually trading below the $100,000 level last time I checked. It was an inside day for Bitcoin on Thursday, an inside day for Ethereum. The Grayscale ETF moved down. We have a new low for Coinbase on Thursday. Hut 8 is back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close, joining Mara, making a new low for this move, and MicroStrategy making a new low for this move on Thursday. Moving on to the world of commodities and starting off in the energy sector, we've got crude oil on a sell signal. It is up 50 cents in the pre-market this morning, so we may see some buying in the energy sector on Friday. Gasoline is moving sharply higher on Thursday, so I heard President Trump talk about the fact he won the war on inflation, and this isn't a good sign for inflation going forward. Next target to the upside is 68.75 for gasoline. A new closing high for natural gas on Thursday. Still stuck to the 1406 level. We're trying to get to 1484. That is our next target to the upside. Then looking at the Canadian energy sector, we were up just over 1/3%, while the U.S. energy sector was up just under 1% on the day. Moving over and looking at the world of mining, we've got copper on a sell signal here. Gold is at the lower channel line. So mathematically speaking, we could see a buy signal for gold on Friday. This is the GLD. Not expecting one for palladium or platinum, but again, we could see a buy signal for silver on Friday. Now, if you're following the commodities, you trade the commodities. If you're following the stocks, you follow the stocks. So, you could have the situation where copper goes up today, but copper miners go down. There's the copper miners. There's the gold miners, GDX trading in the channel yesterday. We've got junior gold miners trading up into the channel. The silver miners still trading below the channel, no change there. And then Canadian gold stocks trading up into the channel. So looking for a close on Friday above $43.96. We closed at $43.14 on Thursday. Now, yesterday we looked at the ARK Innovation ETFs, and a couple of things happened yesterday. If there was some stocks that hadn't made a lower low, they did that yesterday. So this is looking like a very bearish chart where we put in a lower high. Now we're putting in lower lows. We're putting in lower lows here. We've taken out the low from the middle of October, so that's a bearish sign. Then you can see that in the Innovation ETF, we made a lower high there, and now we're making lower lows. Then the one that I like, the industrial, has not made a lower low just yet after making a higher high. I'm sure it will. It's on a sell signal right now. Then we've got the next generation internet making a lower low. So there we've got a lower high and a lower low. That's bearish. And we've got a lower high and a lower low for the space ETF as well. So those are mostly bearish chart patterns. It's only the industrial ETF that is still looking somewhat bullish, even though it is on a sell signal, not something I want to hold. And the first one of these ETFs to start to break down below the flypaper channel is the FinTech ETF. I was just using the ARK Innovation ETFs just as an example that anytime that you're looking at a portfolio of stocks or you're looking at a particular sector, the first stocks to rise are usually the ones the market wants the most. The first stocks to fall are the ones that the market doesn't like the most. And so it's pretty easy to figure out, how the market feels about different sectors or different stocks just by watching to see who moves first and who moves last. And on the way down, it's fintech, and on the way up, it was the industrials. Looking at the TSX most actives from Thursday's trading action, starting off with Enbridge. Enbridge back on a buy signal as of Thursday's close. It's a very light buy signal there. You might want to wait for another close above the upper channel line. B2 Gold made a new low for this move on Thursday. There's a new high for this move for Suncor. And Suncor ran up to the 59.38 level. We got as high as 59.35 yesterday, so not enough to hit our target, but pretty close. And if we can take out the September high, then 62.50 would be our next target to the upside. A reversal for Canadian Natural Resources, no change there. Big drop for TransAlta. Generated a sell signal a couple of days ago, then gapped lower yesterday. No change in trend for Cenovus, still holding the 23.44 level. Then looking at TELUS, TELUS right on the edge of a new buy signal here. We need to close above $20.85. We closed at $20.66 on Thursday. Then looking at TC Energy, we need to close above 71.34. We closed at 71.27. So a couple of stocks on the edge of a new buy signal. No change in trend for the TD Bank. We did trade below the lower channel line, but did not close below it. Looking for a close on Thursday below $113.35. Then looking at Air Canada, we've talked about this stock many times. It's still stuck in a range here, 1875, still acting as resistance. Then looking at the U.S. most actives, and NVIDIA, of course, was the big loser of the day yesterday, biggest company in the world, and it was down 3.65%, so it's back on a sell signal. You can see that we ran down to our next target of 187.50, tagged that yesterday. If we continue to move lower from here, we've got the lows from October, which never got down to the 175 level. So when we were bullish, we did not come back down to support. Now that things are turning bearish, you may see us head down to 175 and then 162.50. Looking at Snap, we talked about this one in the pre-market yesterday morning, not something I want to chase. Coming into yesterday's trading action, look 2 lines up, 781, 859. We ran up to the 859 level yesterday and then reversed, giving us a bearish reversal signal. So not a good sign for Snap going forward. Pfizer barely back on a buy signal as of Thursday's close. We needed to close above 24.84, and we closed at 24.85. So I'd sit on my hands and wait and see if we get another close above the upper channel line. Tesla traded through the lower channel line yesterday, but did not close below it. It is trading lower this morning. So a close below $441.31 would give us a sell signal on Friday. Joining Open Door already on a sell signal. Inside day on Thursday for Rivian. Then no change in trend for Plug Power. Big down day for SoFi yesterday. We're back on a sell signal. Third day of a sell signal for Denison Mines, so no change there. Big down day for Palantir on Thursday. It was down 6.84% on the day. Then we've got Advanced Micro Devices back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. Okay, folks, that's all I wanted to cover in this morning's presentation. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. If you're a member, I'll be back on Sunday to do a video newsletter. Otherwise, next time you'll hear my voice is on Monday morning, and we'll walk through the most actively traded stocks from Friday's trading action on Monday.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.